So YouTube, another shit day. Well, let's get done with it, eh? If you're on Twitter, they just posted patch notes for Cyberpunk 2077. I had a quick look through it. It's another big waste of time. Very first thing on the list is an addition to the main menu will be, it will now have additional content selection, so you can click on that to go to additional content, and they reckon it's going to list all the DLCs, but who cares if the base game isn't the correct one. And then we've got improvements, and it's got like the mini-map zooms out when you're driving a car at speed, like Grand Theft Auto does, Watch Dogs Legion does, Saints Row does, every other game on the planet does, but apparently they never done it, so now they do it. Mission fix, added a button that allows you to reallocate your skill tree, don't care. Increase to the number of increase the number of slots for auto saves from 10 to 20, don't really care. And from 3 to 10 for quick save, don't really care. Added database links to journal entries, don't care. Added an accessibility option for the center screen dot overlay to reduce motion sickness. I suppose if you get motion sick, that could be a positive, but don't care. Fixes will now message you less often, don't care. Improved the screen space reflections to reduce the grainy look on consoles or lower PCs. If the base game ain't playable anyway, it doesn't matter. Added a filter to the quest items, don't care. Quest items to tag, don't care. It's now possible to rotate V in the inventory with the mouse, like who cares. Players will now properly be able to craft quick hacks, who cares. Added a comparison to who cares. That's when you highlight an item, you can compare. Wow, who cares. Okay, improve the notifications when buying cyberware. If you're not meeting the requirement, who cares. It's now possible to upgrade crafting components in bulk, who cares. Added new sleeping spots for nibbles in V's apartment, like seriously, who cares. Icon on the disposal crate will now turn red, who cares. Landmine icon will go grey once you disarm it, who cares. You can now use an elevator while carrying a body. Mission fix. Base items are now highlighted green like other components if it's present in the inventory when crafting the same. So it lets you know if you've already got that item. Detection time for enemies depends on difficulty. Who cares? Enemies on very hard difficulty and okay, so only on very hard difficulty. Enemies' aggression when searching will stay in the alerted state, and NCPD will no longer react and turn hostile because of dead bodies in the open world and activities. Who cares? The cops will now also react to hitting NPCs with the non-lethal weapon. Again, who cares? Adjustments to damage. What? Adjusted the damaging process when shooting crowd NPCs while in combat depending on distance and the weapon used. So do they mean that if you shoot them from further away, you do less damage? Okay. Mission fix. Something to do with transmission. Okay. Mission fix, they're all mission fixes, mission fix, mission fix. Okay. Introduced minor tweaks and improved balancing for Contagion Quick Hack. So Contagion Quick Hack's been tweaked. Who cares? Improve the crafting system. The level requirements of items now will... What? So the level requirement of items will now increase with each upgrade. Note the level of upgraded items will be adjusted as a result of the change. Okay, whatever. Added more crafting specs and subway mods, who cares? Added crafting specs for knives, who cares? Updated the number of components required to craft some items, who cares? Balance of crafting for some of the clothing mod, don't care. So when you make clothing mods, the stuff that you need to make it has been adjusted. Same with when you craft the clothing in itself, and some sort of fragment, who cares? So the Ripper Docs now sell Optical Camo. Adjusted the price of the sensor amplifier cyberware mod, so it's either gone up or down. Okay, rare Unity crafting spec will be obtainable only during a certain mission, who cares? Change the price of the guitar, who cares? So far, sweet FA. The only things they've done of any note is the map now zooms out a little bit while you're driving, but as I said before, every other game on the planet that has cars in it, it does that, so... Okay, where we go? Fixed an issue with crafting specs from clothing stores were unavailable. Okay, so when you go to the vendors the first time, they had the legendaries and stuff, but then the second and third times they weren't there. Apparently they're going to be there now. Fixed an issue after visiting the Nomad camp, resulting in being unable to use weapons. Okay, so it's a bug fix. Fixed an issue where hacking a natural target. Oh, so it's an achievement fix. Okay, so there's obviously an achievement called Christmas Tree Attack Achievement. And if you are hacking neutral targets, so not aggressive and not friendly, but neutrals, like they don't care, it wasn't counting, but now it does. Wow, whoop-de-doo. Tutorial windows will no longer pop up as often. V will no longer look down once fast traveled. Functionality of multiple perks has been adjusted. Minor fixes on how V behaves when diagonal is fast forwarded. Okay, whatever. Fix related crafting, some adjustments to item pricing. So prices have gone up or down. The loot's been adjusted. Added new items and removed duplicate items from some vendors. Okay. Fixed the behavior and visuals of multiple devices. So I'm guessing they mean that if you've got on a phone open or something, or you're using a computer or something, it should visually look right. Whatever. Fixed various issues with elevators. Didn't know there was any issues with elevators. Okay. Introduced various fixes and improvements towards behavior and relations of NPCs and the living city in general. Well, there's no living city. They're all a pack of fucking robots. But apparently they've, in brackets, improved it. Okay. Quick hacks and scanning issues should have reduced problems, apparently. Improved NPCs' behavior in combat and fixed various issues related to it. Okay, whatever. So I'm wondering if that means that when you fire your gun now, everyone's not going to just duck and go to the ground. Or just piss bolt. whether you'll actually get something else other than that. Tweaked and improved some of the player mechanics. What the hell does that mean? Okay. Fixed minor issues with cyberware. What's the point when the game's incorrect anyway? Adjusted functionality to some mods. So does that mean, like, for example, if a quick hack mod, like disrupt or restart or something like that, the functionalities has changed a little bit? I don't know. Okay, and they've got stability and performance improvements. The streaming improvements. So you should have less lag, less stutters, that sort of stuff. And the system crashes should happen less often. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, UI. Delamain's image should no longer stay up in the Badlands during a particular mission. Okay. Tooltips will no longer disappear if the content is too long. Okay, whatever that means. I'm guessing that means if the text is too long for the thing, that it'll disappear off the end of it. I don't know. Fix some typos. Added some text for a mission. Changed back the name of the fast travel point near V's apartment. They must have changed it previously and they've put it back again. Wow, okay. Remove some items labeled as none. Okay. The on-hover menu with multitude of mods on an item in the inventory will now show stats properly. Oh, so they mean when you hover your cursor over an item, the description and what mods it's going to should say the correct stuff. Okay. Wow, so that's a bug fix. Okay, fixed an issue where the VR tutorial, the male variant of the VR tutorial were in Polish for Brazilian instead. So it was speaking Polish instead of Brazilian. Okay, whatever. Brazilian Portuguese. Black market batteries. Mod description now displays. Oh, just showing the correct property of the item. Okay. Fixed an issue where the Contagion Quick Hack button was missing its icon outside of the inventory. Oh, so it must mean when you're like on your HUD when you're going to use it, the site didn't have an icon. Okay, interesting. So that tank top I showed a while back, which the item was missing, and they made it so the item can be seen, but the icon was still missing. They've now put the icon there. Wow. Fix the Gecko vehicle's name text to the buy vehicle prompt. So it must have been labeled incorrectly and they fixed it. So that's a text correction. Okay, that's a message correction. So when you receive a message from this particular person about a certain thing, it now displays correctly. Adjusted wording of crafting skill. A progression reward related to upgrade cost reduction. Maybe it's just clearer to see what you need to do it. Another telephone message thingy displays correctly. A mission fix. So icons will now display on the map in the correct location. Well, what's the point of having a map if the icons aren't displaying in the correct location? When the stamina is depleted, the appropriate icon will now display. Okay, didn't know that was a bug, but then again I haven't been playing it because it's not the correct game. What? The Velofort car description will now correctly state that the drive is near-wheeled. Oh, the drive is rear-wheeled. Oh, okay. Okay. So obviously it was saying like it's a rear-wheel drive car, but when you looked at the description of it in-game, it was saying it was all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive or something like that. Like, who cares? Another HUD display correction. Something about the synaptic accelerator in the tooltip will now display the proper value. Fist description in the weapon wheel will now display an appropriate. So wait, what? So when you got your fist set, it'll show fists? It's like who cares? You can see your fists in front of your face. Fix the text in the shard about Chiba 11 district. Okay, so when you find those shards around the world, one of those obviously had something incorrect in it. They fixed it. Opening photo mode and a vendor menu in quick succession will no longer result in freezing of the game. Okay, who was doing that? But whatever. Iconic loot icons will now be displayed on the map. Hit markers. Okay, fixed an instance. Hit markers and kill confirmations weren't displayed when destroying enemy turrets. Interesting, but who cares? Fixed enemy markers. Okay, so when your enemies were in, so the icon was supposed to be red because they're alerted, and they were accidentally showing as yellow before. Now they're showing the correct color. Whoop-de-doo. That's a computer fix. Something to do with your RAM below 0.50. Whatever the hell that means. I think that's a computer one. Fixed an issue when the disassemble item button was displayed incorrectly. A HUD fix. Fixed an issue where the button. Fixed an issue with the buttons on switching mods warning you not working as intended. Oh, okay. So when you're going to swap mods over or something like that, the icon's telling you whether this is going to work or this is not going to work or whatever. That wasn't working properly. Now it's working properly. Whoop-de-doo. That's a mission fix. Removed redundant input hints in the Cyberdeck panel. Whatever the hell that means. Reinforced component lined rocker fold tops is the new properly aligned with Visa. Okay, so clothing adjustment, I'm guessing. Yep. Clothing poke through. Mission fix was something to do with a hotel room. Or something was blocking a doorway or something. I don't know. Okay, fixed an issue with music and volume changing affecting the car radio alongside background music. Apparently they were supposed to be separate or something. I don't know. So when you adjust music, it was adjusting the car's music because I don't friggin' know. Fixing crap, man. Fixing nothing. Takamura's voice was doubled while talking to V down on the street mission. Apparently his voice would play twice. No longer going to do that, they reckon. More clipping. Okay, the animation when you're going downstairs or ramps and stuff like that, we'd have the floating animation. Apparently they've fixed it, so you now do the running animation. And dust particles were sometimes displaying incorrectly. That's apparently been fixed. Player skin will no longer become too bright in dark areas, so your character won't glow in the dark. fucking do. Something about Smasher, who cares? Arasaka soldiers spawning on player. So that's the mission search and destroy. Apparently soldiers were spawning on top of you, but now they won't do that. Okay. They plugged up some map holes. Fix faulty patching for the vehicles on the city center road ring. Okay, so the pavement. Fix the textures. Wow. Fix some spots where your character could get stuck. I suppose. Fixed issues of disappearing environments. I suppose. Fixed multiple issues with objects popping in on player's sight. Do they mean pop in? Or do they mean that like when you walk up to the like telegraph pole or light pole and it is not there? Did they fix that? Because they don't pop in, they just don't turn up. GPS and the flats will no longer lead players to unreachable areas. Whoop-de freaking do. Rearranged in your actual inventory. Rearrange where the shards and everything are. Apparently they were in the incorrect spot. Now they're in the correct spot. Whoop-de-doo. What? Apparently you were getting phone calls from NPCs and they're just abruptly ending and permanently breaking. Apparently they fixed it. And another phone call one where it wouldn't end. Apparently it's been fixed. Whoop-de-doo. And then it shows the list of the missions that it should be fixed in, like who cares, scroll through all the missions, and there's a lot of missions that they fixed in apparently. Fixed an issue allowing multiple debrief hollow calls from fixes. Okay, apparently you can get phone calls from 2 people at once, but now you can't. Didn't you already say that? Okay, whatever. They removed redundant loot from the Ferris wheel. Whoop-de-doo. Quadratype 66. Fixed an issue where the Quadratype 66 could be destroyed before buying it, blocking the progression. I suppose if you're enjoying the game and you can put up with the fact it's not the correct game and you wanted to buy that car and you couldn't buy that car because it was destroyed, it's now fixed. Okay, apparently some enemies in a shootout at Wellsprings. They were immortal, couldn't be destroyed, couldn't be killed. Apparently they fixed it. Because an area was too small or something, and then they got another whole load of lists of missions that it was related to. Whoop-de-friggin' do. Okay, cinematic design. Okay, so they fixed the, if you're talking to an NPC in a cutscene, they weren't looking at you. Whoop-de-doo. Fixed an exploit. Wow, so they fixed an exploit where players were granted Unity pistol after each. Huh? Okay, so apparently there was a bug that if you saved and then loaded, you would get an extra pistol in your inventory or something. Apparently they fixed it, you don't get the extra pistol anymore. Wow, this is a fucking redundant patch. These facial animations while looking in the mirror will now be played properly, but the displayed character in your mirror isn't the correct displayed character anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. Fixed an issue where Rogue was spawning next to the player after calling her. And huh? Oh, so I'm guessing that when you go and ask about Adam Smasher, she would call you, but she'd pop in right next to you or something. I don't know. Never had it. Okay, fixed an issue with what I'm assuming they mean by T-poses. Fixed an issue where some NPCs could stop performing animations after a long game session. So I'm guessing they mean... $2 months for a car and 2 jackets. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't read your messages earlier. Yeah, I'm reading the patch notes for Cyberpunk. Okay, fix multiple issues where NPCs were mounting vehicles incorrectly. Interesting, who cares? I suppose it'll make it look cleaner, but when the game's not right anyway. Fix various issues where NPCs could place incorrectly. So the clipping issues where you get NPCs that are walking like inside the railings or standing half inside boxes and stuff like that, that shouldn't happen anymore. Fix various issues where NPCs could be... I just want to just... Okay. Fix an issue that could cause NPCs animations to be played in the wrong spot in various quests. Who cares? So that was the one where you could see, like when you first do your brain dance, where what's her name was supposed to be sitting in a seat, but she was sitting halfway across the room. That's fixed. Fucking 8 months later. Fixed an issue where NPC's appearance got randomized when you looked away. Dude, when you look away, 90% of the NPCs disappear. So that doesn't have a chance to randomize their look. Fuck, they're idiots. Okay, fixed an issue where quests and scenes would load and whatever. So it's a loading issue with a buttload of missions. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. A gift from Judy can now be found in V's apartment. After playing, player receives a text about completing her romance side quest. I'm pretty sure I did that and it popped up perfectly fine. What was it from? No, it wasn't from V, and it wasn't from Judy. It was from Jackie's mother, I think, maybe. I can't remember. Inconsistencies in the radio broadcast during the story has been fixed. Who cares? Fix the blackout effect persisting during a mission. Who cares? PC specific. Something to do with tutorial tooltips on 8K screens. Something about crashing if you save a thumbnail. Windowed versions and full screens now have a shortcut. Overlay something to do with tab and PC cursor. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. Inner dead zones will now be accessible. So apparently the dead zones weren't for menus, only for the in-game. Now it's for both. Whoop-de-doo. PlayStation only one. Apparently NPCs were talking once they were dead. They will not do that anymore. Improved streaming of city lights, so that less popping of the lights. Overriding a save game when there's insufficient memory space will no longer corrupt the save. I suppose less corruptions is better. A mask during a certain mission is no longer invisible. Rogue won't clip into Johnny anymore. Fixed an issue in a mission where the loading of a save. Okay, so it's a bug in a particular mission. The NCPD officers wouldn't talk if you loaded it and you're at a certain spot. Who cares? Fixed an issue on PS4 where the meeting scene with Judy and Dolls in Pisces wouldn't start properly. Okay. Xbox only fix. Fixed an issue with a cool metal fire. I'm assuming it's a mission. At Riders Clinic could be cut off after you fade out. What? Okay, apparently one of the cutscenes cut off short. Now it plays the full cutscene. And last but not least, fix an issue where weapons were... Okay, apparently that was a problem. Fixed an issue where weapons were equipped to the wrong slot when assigning them. So... So yeah, well there's the patch notes. I didn't read every word for word, because it would take me forever. But nothing's... Out of all that, I can see two fixes that were needed, but weren't preventing people from playing the game, have been fixed. And all the issues that are preventing me from playing the game haven't been fixed. Yeah, so highlights. Dead people on PS4 will no longer talk. A cutscene will no longer abruptly stop on the Xbox. Your map zooms out when you're driving a car at speed, like every other game on the planet does. And there'll be less pop-ins, and there'll be less crashing. Yeah, we waited all this time to get that. They could have literally wrote that in the patch notes. Fixed the cutscene on Xbox. Fixed dead people talking on PlayStation. Fixed a little bit of pop-in. Fixed more crashing issues. And then obviously a buttload of text fixes, HUD fixes and stuff like that, but nothing game-breaking. Wow. On your CDPR, you absolute fraudulent scumbags, yet another update that's going to do absolutely nothing. But when it drops, I'll install it. I'll install the update. I'll boot it up. I'll stream me checking, and I'm willing to bet it'll be like a 5-minute stream. Well, I'm going to call it there, guys. So if you want to listen to all the patch notes, just watch the stream I done a little bit later on if you want. If you're on Twitter, they posted that the thing is that you just click on the link and it brings up the actual patch notes, and you can read through it in more detail to see exactly what missions they've fixed, because there's a buttload of mission fixes. And it's usually things like, instead of saying stop, it was saying sop, because they missed the T, and they've added the T. It's like, oh, we better write that in the list. It's a fix. Okay, well, I'm out of here, guys. I'll catch you all next time. Stay safe. Look after each other. See yous.